Hey, it's Lee from Best at Losing, and I'm here with a pickups video. I went yard sailing again. I've been hitting the yard sales pretty hard. These are actually my pickups from last weekend. Last weekend I showed my pickups from the previous weekend when I visited my family back home. So yeah, again, kind of found a few things. Nothing really desirable for my collection, but I got some trade fodder and other things. I think I did okay. I kind of had some fun. My friend Mike's been joining us on our quest for yard sales, so it's nice to have some new blood with us. So I'll show you what I got. At one of the yard sales, one of the earlier ones, they had a bunch of games, nothing particularly special, mostly sports, but they had this game, Worms 3D, and if you see here, it says $5 on it. This is on GameCube. Anything on GameCube is worth money. I haven't checked how much this is worth, but my guess is $25 to $30 if I want to buy it new, or not new, but on eBay, something like that. I can't imagine it's less than 15. Everything on GameCube is so expensive. I love the Worms games. It's a fun little party game, so if I ever have the systems hooked up, we can play it. $5 complete. I'll probably keep it in my collection. I don't think I'm going to trade this in. If I do, though, I'm sure I'm going to make more than $5 off of it. And then the other game I got was this game, and this is Mario Party 8 on the Wii. Now, I have not played any Mario Party games. I know what they are, but this was more of a, I'm seeing it, I'm going to get the deal before someone else gets it. Again, I paid $5 for this. I'm sure it's worth a little bit more. I know it's not one of the best regarded ones. I have a Wii. I've never actually hooked it up. I've played the Wii at other people's places, but yeah, again, complete Wii Mario Party 8 for $5. I'm sure I'm making money on this, at least $10 if I try to sell it again. I'm not going to necessarily. Actually, I might very well sell that one. I don't think that's going to stay in my collection. But my Wii collection is growing, which is kind of neat. So those were all the games I got. So if all you do is watch this for games, then you're pretty much done. And now I did kind of dig deep and find some other stuff. I went to a community yard sale and I saw these old wrestling figures, and I couldn't help but buy them. Even though these are a little older than my nostalgia for wrestling. These all came out in, I believe, 1988, the LJN rubber figures. I got into it when Hasbro took over and did the plastic 4-inch figures. These are 6 inches. But they're pretty cool. They're not in very good shape. I believe this is, I'm going to guess on some of these because the molds aren't perfect, but I believe this is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The reason I'm guessing that is because I think this is supposed to be his headband, even though it's discolored and it's skin colored now. So yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. This guy, I'm going to ask for some help. I don't know who this is supposed to be. I'm going to hold him up close. I'm going to take him back. He's got chaps on, so he's a cowboy. I was wondering if it was maybe Ron Bass, but it doesn't look anything like Ron Bass. Granted, it could be Ron Bass. If there's any wrestling fans out there, help me out. This, I'm 90% sure, is Tito Santana. I can't really imagine who else it would be. It looks like an actual pretty good cast. If you look up close, it does look like Tito Santana. We got what I believe is Hacksaw Jim Duggan. From the hand movements and from the facial hair, everything looks like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And then we have, I think this was a tough one, but I think this is Billy Jack Haynes. Just the neck things got me thinking it's Billy Jack Haynes. Billy Jack Haynes, who accused the WWE of a lot of stuff back in the day. And then the last one, the most recognizable of the bunch, but in very rough shape. I guess the person was a big fan. Macho Man Randy Savage. Again, I love wrestling. I have another channel called On Your Marks, ! Wrestling, where we kind of review pretty much any wrestling event there is. So I love wrestling. I like finding little nostalgia pieces like this, even though this is more or less 1 year before I started watching wrestling. So most of these guys were still wrestling when I started watching wrestling. I think that's a cool get. So again, just to reiterate, got those wrestlers. I think there's 6 total wrestlers. I paid $5. And then for these things, I paid $5 a piece. So $15 total. And I got 2 kind of somewhat desirable party games and a bunch of wrestling figures to be nostalgic about. I think that's a cool get. Some people might think it's garbage, and they might very well be right. But I'm going to still stick with saying it's cool. All right, thanks for watching.